Hi, today we're going to talk about equipment checkout log and we're going to understand how we're going to create PDF files on automation from this simple Google document template. So as you can see, I have got an equipment checkout log Google document created over here with all the information related to equipment checkout placed over in this document. There are certain fields which have been put inside double curly brackets like the borrower name, the borrower contact, the borrower department. All these fields are the fields which I'll be fetching from a Notion database which I have created separately, and I'll be putting that information into the document and creating the PDFs. So corresponding to the equipment checkout log, I have this equipment checkout log database which I have in Notion, wherein I have created all the fields of information which is relevant for us, and we'll be using every record from this database and we'll be creating a PDF file one by one for each of the rows in the database. So how will this automation work? For this, we'll be utilizing a tool known as PDF Output. PDF Output is a document automation platform built for Notion, which can help you create PDFs on automation with the help of three things. You can either upload a Google document, you can add a Word file, or you can even add a PDF file, which will be used to create the PDFs on automation. So before we start this automation process, it is important to get the template which we're going to use. So click on templates to begin with and then simply search for equipment. Okay. So if you search for equipment over here, you will be able to see the particular template which you are using today. So this is the template which you're going to use. Click on use template and then click on make a copy. As you click on make a copy, it will create a copy of the document onto your Google Drive, which we'll be using for the automation step. Okay. So once you have the copy in place, simply log in over here. So click on login and then just directly log in using this continue with Google option. Okay. You can even log in by putting a mail ID. So I'll just simply log in from here and then I will be connecting the database and the document and then we'll be automating the entire process. So let me quickly sign in and let me show you how this exactly will work. Okay, so as you can see, I have got an existing automation which is already added. Let me delete this automation as I do not need this. So I simply delete this and I will create a fresh automation from scratch where we'll be connecting all the things. So click on new automation and simply provide a name. So this is something like equipment checkout. Okay, I'll click on create. So this will create the automation. Now it is asking me to add the database over here. Okay, so this is the database which is currently in use and I'll be connecting this database. So what I can do is I can click on change Notion database. Since I already have few databases added, I can click on add new database and now it will prompt me to add a database in the selection screen. So I will simply copy this database title which I have. So I will just copy this title and I will go back to the selection screen and add it. So make sure you're under the right account which you're using. So I'm currently under this account. Click on select pages and put the title inside the search pages field. Select it and it is already being added. Okay, scroll down and click on allow access. So now we will be able to get access to this database which we can use for the further steps in the automation process. Okay, so now let us select the particular database. So we are going to find equipment checkout log. You can even search over here, it will automatically show you. So let me click on this and it will load all the properties of the particular database. So as you can see, it has loaded up. Now, if you go to the right side of the database, you will find few additional columns like generate PDF, PDF file, and Google Drive file. If any of your records are set as ready to generate, it will be converted to PDF and stored under the PDF file column. So when you're running the automation, make sure you mark your records as ready to generate, whichever you're looking to convert to PDF, and that will be created as a PDF and stored under the PDF file column. Okay. So let me click on next, and here I need to define how we want to add the template. So I already have this Google document on my drive. So I will be adding this equipment checkout log directly in the setup process. So I can go with the Google document option, but you have multiple options available. You can even opt for a slide. So if you opt for a slide, it will be able to create you presentations on automation as well. You can even upload a PDF file. So if you upload the PDF file, that will be converted to Google document. And finally, you can also go with a Word document. So if you upload a Word document, that will also get converted to Google Doc. Okay. So in my case, I will select Google Doc. I will go with select document. Then I present it with four options. I can go with an existing document which is already there. So this is a document which is already available. I can choose that. I can create a blank document if I want to start from scratch. I can go with a demo document, which is ideal for testing use cases. And I can also select from the templates that I already shown you earlier. Okay. So I'll go with existing document option and I will select equipment checkout log from the documents window. So go to the documents view, click on equipment checkout log and click on select, and that is now added up in this particular step. Okay, scroll down and click on continue, and now you should be able to see the document added up, which is also visible on the left side. Okay, so the entire Google document is added up and it is showing on the left side, which we can edit and modify as per our requirement. On the right side, you can see all the properties of the Notion database which we just added. So we just added equipment checkout log, and every property of the database is also visible on the right side. This will be used to map the properties onto the document, which will be in turn converted to PDF and stored on the database. Okay. You also have an option to define how the PDF file will be named. So I want to generate the PDF file by the name of the borrower. Okay, so we have the borrower name, or maybe you can go with the equipment name as well, or maybe the equipment ID. But I will go with the borrower name. Okay, so you can see the borrower name is already selected. You can obviously search for whatever field you want, and you can choose that particular template. Okay, so you can also additionally add a Google Drive folder over here. So if you add the Google Drive folder, it will be able to save the PDFs onto the Google Drive folder as well. Okay, so I have already mapped the particular file name over here. And now the main thing is we need to also add the properties onto the document. Okay, so here what we can see over here is the document is defined and some of the elements are put inside double curly brackets. Okay, so let's say I want to add the borrower name once again. I can remove this and I can simply search for the borrower name right over here. And once I search for it, I can see it borrower name. So click on copy, it copies that property. Go to the document and simply use Control V or Command V on your keyboard. Okay, so there is the keyboard shortcut Control V or Command V. If you use that, it will be able to paste that property onto the document. So I just pasted the property. So this is how you map the element. So now the borrower name will be replaced with the values that we have on the database over here, and it will be mapped to that particular section. Similarly, all the other fields that are put inside double curly brackets will be mapped corresponding to the database elements, and it will be fetched and replaced over here. Okay, so you can directly copy paste anything which you need, go to the document wherever you need it. Okay, and simply use Control V or Command V on your keyboard to paste it. Okay, so just copy paste all the property values one by one onto the document. For me, everything is already done, and now I'm ready to generate the PDF file on automation mode. Okay, so before generating, you have two options available. You can directly download the PDF from here. So if you click on 3 PDF, it will quickly process 3 PDFs and store it inside the database, which is just a quick and easy process. If you have batches of checkout logs to generate, so let's say you have hundreds and hundreds of records already added and you have to process everything at once, you can go with this second option. It will process the PDFs in batches. Okay, but in my case, I don't have a requirement for both the things. What I can do is I can click on Setup Notion Automation. As I click on this, it will activate the automation inside the database itself, which can be in turn used to create a PDF. So once I go, so now the automation is activated. If I go back to the database and scroll to the right side, I can simply mark my records as ready to generate. Okay, and now it will be processed as the PDF file right over here. Okay, so let me mark it as ready to generate. So now these three records will be created as PDF and it will stored under the PDF file column. Meanwhile, you can see it has added this choose document column. Okay, so what this does is, let's say you have multiple equipment checkout log templates. Let's say this is the first template, and you want to add additional templates. Let's say template number 2, template number 3. So you can follow the same process, utilize the second and third template, and click on Setup Notion Automation. It will automatically show you all the templates one below the other in this choose document section. So from here, you can select which template you want to use for the automation to work with. Let's say the first record, I want to go with the first template. I can select that. Let's say the second record, I want to go with the second template. I can use that. So I can accordingly utilize all the different templates that I want to add on the same database and create the PDF. So this allows you to create multiple templates on the same database, and that will be available in this selection window over here. It is really powerful in that way. Okay. So currently we have already set this, and you can see it has started processing this record, and soon you will be able to see a PDF file populate over here under the PDF file column. So you can see it is already adding up over here, and the process has been completed as well for few records. So we didn't add a Google Drive link. Had we added the same, it would have also created a Google Drive link over here, which you could have also viewed. So meanwhile, let me open up the files to see how the output has come out to be. So this is the first file which we have, and you can see the borrower details and everything has been correctly mapped, okay, with the database values that we had. Okay, so all the information that we had from the database have been replaced over here. Obviously, you could have added a signature field. I had not mapped anything over here, so it is left blank. So you can even add signature fields as images or PNGs. It will automatically replace onto the signature field. Okay, so let's check out the second document. So likewise, the second document has all the mappings in place and everything has been replaced as required. Okay, this is how highly effective and useful PDF output is. Once you set up the automation, it will work forever, And you can simply keep on adding more and more records, set it as ready to generate, and that automation will take place and the PDF will be created instantly inside the database. So that was it entirely from my end for the demonstration part. If you have any more questions on this, use this chat bubble. Send me a message with your queries. I'll be happy to address any issues which you might be having. Or you can go to the home page. At the bottom, you will find a contact section. Click on this, and you should be able to reach out to me with any issues which you might be having. Okay, so click on the contact section, and you can just send me a message right away through this window. I'll be able to address any issues which you might have. But I hope you start using this automation tool and you start creating PDFs directly within the database and utilize it to the best effect. Okay. Make sure to check out the templates, whichever you might need.